Yes! Welcome to Talking Good Game. West Ham have just beaten Man City on pens in the Carabao Cup. The Hammers are in the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. Gonzo, we talk about highlights of the game. There wasn't many. We're beating Man City on pens in the Cup.
Joe, that is sport. That is proper sport, proper entertainment, proper drama. I thought it was a brilliant 0-0, by the way, but the penalty shootout, for all of them, heroes, the lot of them. It feels like it was sandwiched. Noble put the pressure on with that first one, and then the balls of steel of Benrahma at the end, with the whole stadium looking at him, and just technique. And we looked less nervous than them. I felt, they were really cuddling, weren't they? The City players, they looked a bit nervous. Looked like Pep had made it up right at the end. He was sort of saying, you see him saying to Grealish, okay, so you want one? You look like we were organised. We knew we was going to take ours. Moisey wasn't doing it. That brilliant. Can't believe it. Absolutely buzzing. I'm chuffed.
This is unbelievable. We've beaten both Manchester clubs as well in this competition so far. We've had a tough draw. You beat Man United and you see Man City come out, they all piss off. But we've done it. Listen, they tried to say, Man United's B team, and they'll try and say it was City. Bugger that. They had at least two players who would start in a cup final tomorrow, just like we did. It was a very similar squad rotation by both managers tonight, and we've beat them. And you know something? That is what we would call our rotated squad. And we keep speaking about how good our first team is, how good West Ham are, how good we are. But I'll tell you what, how good is our squad? Because we've just turned up, went toe-to-toe with Man City in the Cup. We've beat them. They've won it 4 years. 5 years today, to this day, 5 years since Man City lost in the League Cup. And West Ham United have just put them out of the League Cup on a penalty shootout. This is just unbelievable, Gonzo.
I honestly, I say I don't know what to say. I better know what to say. So we're to do a video to talk about it, and everyone wants to rejoice and enjoy this wonderful. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Sir Daddy. Thank you, everybody. It's absolutely magnificent. What we've done here. I don't know what's going on this season. Something weird is happening. It's very un-West Ham. You could tell he wanted to win it, but the team he put out, the players he put on the bench, he weren't mucking around, by the way. I know we normally do these reviews in sort of sequential order and whatnot, but he brought the subs on early, and you could just tell he went, right, that's it. And we thought he might just want to soften them up. We said in the preview, didn't we? If he gets to around the 60-minute mark and we're still in this game, he's going to think, hello, I'll have a bit of this. And I tell you what, the longer it went on, I don't even know. You're going to ask the man of the match later. What? There were some heroes, massive heroes today. Everybody,
there's one man.
Everybody. But nonetheless, everybody did their job. Yeah. Okay. Look, the man of the match I felt became more evident in the last 15 minutes. He was up with a chance of getting it, but I thought with Diop as well. Let's be perfectly honest. Dawson was there, Johnson was there, and even the way the front two, right? I'm going to call Vlasic a front two. So he was trying to get up there and help Yarmolenko. They ain't really got the pace for it. It's not really their job, but they battled and didn't stop and carried on and did not stop working and grafting and trying hard all game long. I tell you what, I wrote down at half time, Geo, even. I thought it was an even first half. I thought it was even Stevens pretty much, but we gave as good as we got. And you know what? At the end there, Man City, at the end, when they brought on Grealish, they brought on their £100 million man. I don't know who Man City's best player is. It might be Jack Grealish. It might be Kevin De Bruyne. There's a couple of it. It might be Phil Foden at the moment. But they were all on the pitch there today. And I'll tell you what, our best player may well be Declan Rice. It might be Mikel Antonio. We had ours in Cotton Wall. So I know you said a little bit comparable there. Some might say Diaz. But actually, we were more weakened than them. And we went toe-to-toe with them. And that was a victory of grit, of determination, of organisation, of will to win, of spirit. They just didn't stop. West Ham did not stop today. And I don't know if you heard it. I don't know what you were listening on. I was listening to some. Sorry, I'm conscious I've been talking for a long time, but I was listening on some foreign channel. Right, you could hear Paul Nevin Get back, side. Well done, side. Get back into shape. And Alan, who's Alan? Aaron, get back there, Cressy. And I mean, I could just hear him organising the team. And I just thought that, when those boys came on as well, they were outstanding. Oh, brilliant, Gio, brilliant.
I think we had an Alan on the pitch tonight because it felt like we had an extra player sometimes because we were so organised. Because City could not break us down, you did just wonder, how the hell are we managing this? Because I didn't feel overly threatened either. At any point in that game, I think, oh no, sometimes City, they had a 5-minute period when City were battering us in the second half for 5 minutes. But before that 5-minute spell and after that 5-minute spell, we almost scored ourselves. We had an attack. They were pummeling us a little bit. Then we went straight down and almost scored ourselves as well. We were just fantastic. Moyes got bang on tonight. It was a cup team. I think the 11 was bang on for the occasion. His tactics were perfect. He didn't go toe-to-toe. He sat back. And if we did this many changes and played this tactics 3 years ago, we would have been 3-0 down by halftime. We would have been 3-0 down. We wouldn't have been able to stay that organised, stay that disciplined. This squad, and it's not just the first 11. Last season, right? Last season was the first 11 and a few other players as well. That was it. We probably had 14 players that Moyes used really well. It's different this season. A lot of people have criticised Yarmolenko, and I understand why. He conceded a lot of possession tonight. But you know something? He worked his bollocks off up front. He worked his absolute nuts off. That Yarmolenko wasn't here 18 months ago. He would have lost the ball, waved his arms around and gave up. No, tonight he loses the ball, he runs after it. He thinks, well, I'm going to go back and chase after it kind of thing. Moyes just got it bang on. The players on the pitch gave absolutely everything. The ones starting the game, the ones that finished the game. It's just, what a performance. I'm so proud of this team tonight, actually, because
so am I.
To like you said, to leave out Rice and Antonio, out the squad altogether, and to go on and to win this game tonight, this fixture, it's just unbelievable from West Ham. And that's the favourites out the competition. The favourites are out. And I know me and you poo-pooed it, but I bet you when we do the preview for the quarter-final, our attitude will probably be a little bit different to the League Cup. And so it should. We have just beaten the champions of the League Cup, and we're now in the quarter-final. Unbelievable.
Well, we didn't want, to be fair, we didn't want to lose this game. We just didn't want him to play for the first team.
Arguably, we were right.
We were right. We wanted to play. We wanted to win and play that team. We were right. I did a video today saying we were right, Gio. We're always right. Listen, this is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, thank you, Chris. I've got a bit emotional during that. I was so proud of those players, and so, I mean, Masuaku. I know he kept hold of the ball a little bit too long. I know he over dribbled. That boy has barely played any football in a year, but he was a massive attacking threat for us. I mean, a massive attacking threat. He didn't look like he hasn't been playing football for months and months and months and months and months. He looks up on the pace. I mean, you could go through that team and see some individual mistakes, but you will not see any individual lack of application or attitude there or will to win. I was looking at Vlasic today. Okay, again, you can see some mistakes in there, but the determination and the focus and the battling and the fighting and the refusal to sometimes even just go down under a challenge was second to none. And you got Souček in there, and look, he had 2 good chances. Souček, he possibly should have scored twice. He'll feel he certainly should have scored once. But I tell you what, he was putting some tackles in, Gio, contested every header, won some excellent. I don't know. You couldn't go through them all, that back four and Souček in front of them, and talk about who won the most tackles. Because I tell you what, loads of them. That defence were absolutely outstanding. It's 4 games in a row, clean sheets. I mean,
Ben Johnson's got a clean sheet in every game he started so far this season.
Just quickly,
not calling this guy. He said, "Who's next? Chelsea." Ben, I get your comment. You know what? I don't even care. Bring them on. Bring them on. The way I'm feeling tonight after watching the boys, I don't fear Chelsea. I don't fear Liverpool. Line them up, and we'll take them on, kind of thing. We just feel invincible at the minute. West Ham, you know, we were very relaxed going into this game as fans. We were confident, a bit nervous, and there was a lot of people expecting defeat, kind of thing, because we still have that element of it's too good to be true. And tonight it's just another bit of evidence that said it is not too good to be true. We are genuinely this good. We are more of a top 6 club than Arsenal. We're more of a top 6 club than Spurs. And at the minute, we're playing more like a top 6 club than Man United as well. We are currently at least the 4th best team in England. We're 4th in the league, in the Premier League on merit. But even away from the Premier League, we are one of the best teams in English football, in European football. It's just ridiculous, the form that we're in at the minute, the individual players' form as well. We've got some players that's not even in that great form. Yet the other 9 in the team, when those 2 players aren't playing that well, they step up, they carry the flag, and we get the results and stuff. It's incredible what's happening at West Ham right now. And tonight is a special, special night. Those people that went tonight, what a night they've just had. What an occasion they've just had as well. I cannot imagine the emotion and the feelings they've got running through their bodies right now. Just quickly, Oliver, thank you. Welcome to Manchester. Yeah, we're loving Manchester at the minute. And do you know something? This feeds in tonight. There's a domino effect coming off of tonight. There's a domino effect. The league obviously is one of them, but also you've got the Europa League next week where most of these players will play. They'll be buzzing after tonight and looking forward to the next Thursday when they can start again. But also we play Man City the 28th of November. We're away to Man City in a month's time. We're going to go there with confidence now. We're going to go there. Moyes has got his blueprint. He knows how to beat Manchester City. All right, we drew 90 minutes. I don't care. We will have a better team. They will have a better team. But Moyes has now got a blueprint to go to the Etihad and get a result against Man City in the league as well. What a night and what a result!
I don't really know. I don't know where to start. I say start. We don't need to start. We've already started. But you know, when you were looking at that team, and then you saw the team line up, and you thought, okay, well, very initially you thought, well, this isn't going to work in terms of the counter attack with Yarmolenko up front because of the lack of pace, and Vlasic isn't fast. Well, how's it going to work? Well, it did. I don't know what he's doing. I honestly don't. But only with the counter attack, we're doing it sometimes in numbers, and just able to get at their defence and cause them problems. They're really lucky we didn't have a centre forwards, because I tell you what, you could tell by the number of times that I've Vlasic or Yarmolenko caught onside. They had to do it because they got to try and anticipate the offside tracks. They're not that fast. When Bowen came on, he got caught offside as well. I thought Man City were lucky we didn't actually have a centre forward tonight, because I think that might have been a comfortable win, actually. And I don't say that to be smart or to be cocky against Man City. To be fair, they got some wonderful players there, and I was quite impressed with Raheem Sterling. But there were a number of times Raheem Sterling could have taken a dive tonight, and he didn't. He really tried to stay on his feet, and actually, I think Foden as well. Foden got clattered a couple of times by Souček, and again, really tried to stay on his feet. He'll win plenty. He don't need to worry about missing that first one. He's a really, really good player. But I do feel that Noble really put the pressure on with that first one, and that's a redemption for Mark Noble after that Man United thing. But for him to come on, and he loved it. I loved seeing the players there. I loved seeing Mark Noble score that and then gesture into the crowd. When Benrahma, I don't know how long you watched it for. You probably had to switch off immediately and start putting this video together. But Benrahma ran over. I saw some people in the crowd, had a selfie with them. I'm just waiting. And Rice was running over, celebrating with everybody. I absolutely love it. There's something really special going on here. And I'll tell you something else as well. I think so. That's 4 clean sheets, 2 different centre-back pairings. I'll tell you now, I think Ogbonna and Zuma are one of the best centre-back pairings in the Premier League. And I'll tell you something else. You know what I'm going to say now? Because I think that Diop and Dawson are one of the best centre-back pairings in the Premier League. We have built 2 absolute hubs of defensive solidity in both teams. And we are a pain in the arse to play against.
Yeah, I completely agree with it. I'm not sure about the Dawson and Diop one, but I'll let it slide tonight, Gonzo. I'm feeling good. I'm in a good mood. I'll let that one slide. I'm not going to get into it. I understand why you're saying it. My argument would be there's only so many teams that tactic will work against. Man City is one of them. There's very few other teams that's tactical work against and wouldn't expose Diop and Dawson. But I appreciate what you're saying. I think they had a really good game today, both of them. I thought they were both brilliant today. Anyway, let's do individual performance. Before we do, just quickly, we'll do individual performance. Myself and Gonzo will be doing a player ratings tomorrow over on the Patreon channel. We're making it available for everybody to watch so you guys can have a little taste of what the Hammers Chat Patreon is all about. We'll put up the links tomorrow. We'll do videos tomorrow, and there'll be links to the video tomorrow where we'll go through every single West Ham player. We'll give them a rating out of 10. We'll have a couple of minutes discussion on each one. Gonzo usually gives the right back a really low mark. So that'll be available for everybody tomorrow, not just patrons, so you can have a little look. But Gonzo,
Patreon.com/Hammers Chat. Just go and check it out.
Pick. Who would you like to discuss?
Okay. Well, I've spoken about the front two. I keep calling the front two because Vlasic was so determined to get up and try and help out Yarmolenko. I know he started right and so on and so forth, but I've spoken about them. Immense performance. No one comes out with bad marks today. All right, even the right back, Geo. But I've got to actually talk, and just because I'm going to talk about the three players I'm going to talk about, so I'll leave me man of the match for the end. Doesn't mean that I think Cresswell played bad. I don't not say anyone played badly here. Cresswell played really well and was a threat. However, let's just talk about Ben Johnson. Let's just talk about Dawson. Let's just talk about Diop, because they repelled wave after wave of attack. And we attacked, by the way. We did attack. But the tackles, the blocks, the interceptions, the headers, the timing of some of these tackles was immense. And you know what the funny thing is? When I'm looking at this, and I've written it down there with the pens, right? When I've got Dawson down, I didn't doubt Dawson, not because of his technique, but because I tell you what, because he's a man, right? And he's a winner, and he's just. It just seems unflustered. He seems unflustered by the moment. There's a determination to him. And I really like that. And I thought, do you know what? There's no way he's going to be taking his penalty if his penalty taking technique is shocking. Clearly in training, I hit a few. And I actually looked at him. I thought, actually, I bet your pulse right now and at this point when you're taking this penalty is pretty much the same as it is when you're in training. So I wasn't bothered about it. And I'll tell you what, that some of the Diop interceptions, some of the timing of his tackles, and not just a tackle. I often say this about Declan Rice. Many players in the Premier League can tackle, but can you tackle and then come away with the ball at your feet? Because that's the real point. Because no good tackling it, ricocheting everywhere, and then the opposition pick up the second ball. Diop was tackling today and keeping the ball and then distributing it beautifully out defence, which was giving our backline a little bit of a rest, and we would push up a little bit then. Thought it was fantastic. I thought that was Ben Johnson's best game, by the way. Dawson, just 3 outright defenders, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I think Thomas Souček, unfortunately, his performance is going to be overshadowed by his 2 misses, because they were massive misses, and especially the first one. He had the whole goal to aim at. He had loads of time. I think he almost had too much time. I think if someone was closing down, he would have rushed it, and it might have been a bit better. But because he had so much time, I think it's sort of seen him play it wide, the goal kind of thing. But those misses will overshadow what was a fantastic performance by Thomas Souček. I think that was one of my favourite Souček performances, certainly this season, but in quite a long time, actually, because he didn't have Declan next to him. And we've always had Declan Rice with Souček. We've often had, in last season when Declan Rice was injured, it wasn't quite the same without Declan. But tonight, Souček had to cover a bit more ground tonight because he's next to Martin Noble, and I thought he was brilliant. You know, you were right. He did clatter Foden a couple of times. But I thought that was good defending. You know, don't let him past you. If he gets past you, make sure you bring him down, kind of thing. Stop him. And I thought Thomas Souček was just absolutely fantastic tonight for West Ham. Ben Johnson just keeps impressing me. Moyes has got a real headache on his hands for the Villa game now with Soufal and Ben Johnson, because Johnson deserves to start. He 100% deserves to start. Soufal deserves his place back because of the form he has been in since he's joined West Ham. But Ben Johnson is getting better every single game. Tonight, he was up against the best team in the country and he handled it fine. I don't care if he wasn't up against Grealish or Foden. It doesn't matter. That's not his fault. He handled Raheem Sterling, and he doesn't have the best protection in front of him with Yarmolenko and Vlasic. They're not the best defenders, but tonight he was brilliant. And, man of match was obvious. We'll get into him in just a minute. But what I will say, Moyes has just got bang on tonight. His substitutions, when he pulled the trigger tonight and brought those 3 players on, I did it. I went and put a bet on us to go and score the first goal of the game. It didn't win, but I thought we were playing well, and I thought the timing of the substitutions as well was just pivotal. I thought, here he goes, bang, he's got his gun out, he's pulling it, he's got his game plan ready, hour mark on the dot nearly. Get my 3 players on. My only wish was Mikel Antonio was on the bench and was one of those subs. And I agree with you. I think it would have been a different game, but it wasn't. Moyes has got us through the League Cup tonight, beating the best team in the country while resting Ogbonna, Zuma, Declan Rice, and Mikel Antonio. It's ridiculous. It is quite ridiculous that he's managed to do it. And a match though, Areola. We've been waiting for him to get tested, haven't we? He's played in Europa League. You've been a bit unconvinced by him. Has he sort of...
No, it's not. I've been unconvinced by him. I just don't. I think he's gonna. Let me just. I don't spend any time talking about it. Really, I think his fee will be 15 million. I think his wages will be about 20 million over the course. I think he's going to cost about 35, 40 million to sign. For that reason, I think we'll sign Johnson because I think we'll be able to sign the whole package for less than 20. So I think Johnson will be half the price of Areola. So it's not that. I just think Moyes won't. I haven't seen enough of him. Sensational performance tonight. I mean, it's a performance like that may well have Moyes rethinking his number one, his decision to sign him at the end. Because as you mentioned today in the breakfast show, these players ain't cheap from PSG, but he also is going to have him really looking around and thinking, okay, can I get this guy into my first team? We'll forget about that for the moment because the first team are keeping clean sheets too. And you don't drop central defenders or goalkeepers that are keeping clean sheets. They're doing their job. But tonight, he seemed like the boss as well. And it wasn't just his reflex saves, which were excellent. He got down really quickly, but I thought his handling was really assured as well. There was one particular claim where he came out very assured, caught the ball. We laugh. Of course, footballer should kick the ball. Goalkeeper catch the ball. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a few that don't, and we've seen it a few times this season as well ourselves at West Ham. He just caught the ball, and I just thought he was completely commanding. And I actually thought the longer it went on, I think he sapped the confidence of Man City a little bit. Not in a penalty shootout. He didn't make a save in a penalty shootout, and I'm pleased for that because he was a hero enough anyway. Otherwise, I don't want him to be out of the match because he saved in a penalty shootout. We let the outfield players be heroes. Ben Rama, Dawson, Noble be the heroes for that, right? And everyone else bloody scored, of course. But I thought there was a header at the end, Geo, and I know it was Sterling, but I've seen Sterling score many a header before. It was a couple of seasons ago. Sterling scored in excess of 20 goals in the season. Sterling header. I just think they got to a point where Man City thought we're not going to score here. He was a colossus. I guess when you're playing against someone like that in that form, the goalkeeper gets bigger and bigger and the goal gets smaller and smaller. Absolutely outstanding display of every facet of goalkeeping.
Yeah, I thought he was just ridiculously good. The first half, he didn't have too much to do. A couple of easy enough claims, and that save with his foot was good, but that's all it was. It was good. Save I expect him to make. But the second half, he got tested a bit more. Like you said, there were some really good ones. That time when someone, I think it was Foden or De Bruyne, lofted the ball over the top for Sterling to run in on. He came flying out, caught it, got down low. It's one of them. It's risky. You're too slow. Sterling's in on goal kind of thing. But he's out. He's got it sorted. I thought his distribution was okay. But like you said, his handling was the main thing. But a couple of really good saves as well in there. Unbelievable save from John Stones' header. I thought unbelievable save.
Yes.
That's a man that's staking a claim for the number one shirt. And you're right, he is expensive. And the question at the end of the season may very well be, can we afford him? He keeps playing like that. The question will be, can we afford to not have him, regardless of price tag? We made the mistake with Jesse Lingard. We couldn't afford it. Jesse Lingard became a big part. We couldn't afford him. And we somewhat wondered what we're going to do. We can't really afford the same with Areola because we've got that obligation to buy. We know the price now. And tonight, he's giving Moyes a bit of a dilemma going forward as well, actually, because his performance is that good. And when a player's shirt isn't up for grabs, and I would argue Fabianski's isn't at the minute, it's hard to say to the manager, get him out of the team and put me in. Actually, Areola's performance tonight may have just done that. He might have just said to David Moyes, here you go. Because when we play next Thursday in Europa League, Areola won't get tested. We're not going to see if he's good enough or not. It's only games like this we're going to be able to judge the goalkeeper, and he needs a fair crack at it in order for us to judge whether he's worth the transfer fee come the end of the season or not. And tonight's the first night I felt really, there's something here, actually. This might be our long-term goalkeeper, but just superb. Can I get your final words, please, Gonzo?
Well, I just, we've not done this review as we normally would do it. But it just, honest, I'm watching that. I'm excited. I'm emotional. I'm tingling. I'm shouting. I'm dancing around the lounge. Punching. There's no one else there. Just me on my own in the house. Come on. Because just times like this are just special and they're rare and they don't happen very often. And so that wasn't just winning a penalty shootout. That was complete and utter dominance. A penalty shootout is a test of nerve and it's a test of technique, and we weren't found wanting on either one in there. And I felt that, again, it comes out of Foden. I don't particularly want to. It'll do plenty, as I said. Man City shouldn't heap. That Man City just got to realise that they came out against a really well-organised West Ham team today, and all the players were all heroes. So proud. I mean, absolutely proud of them. But the other thing they've probably got to realise is David Moyes outdone Guardiola today. He really, really did, and for that we got to be immensely proud. And I can't. It's not. I haven't been proud. You said about us being fourth in the league. I did a video yesterday. I had a look. It's 56 games, Gio. It's 56 games, which is basically one game under a season and a half. A season and a half. We're there on merit. We're there on merit. We've been doing that consistency for that long, and I can't ever remember a time when I've been this proud of my football team over such a long period. We've had games here and there, but we are a bloody good team. Who we playing next? Bring it on, because I tell you what, they're going to struggle, whoever it is. And if they get us, and we've already qualified for Europe, which possibly we might have done, we might play our next European game and have 12 points after 4 games, which is impressive by any team standards in Europe, anyone. We can then concentrate on the next round of the League Cup. We know David Moyes wants to win it, because you could see he wanted to win it today. If we play a League Cup against anyone, and we've got Declan Rice, we've got Antonio, we've got our best players in the team, as well as that application and determination. And the one thing I would say, sorry, I know I said a lot, the one thing I would say is the players all seem genuinely delighted for each other. I didn't get the impression when Yarmolenko and Vlasic came off that they were knobbed off, right? I really didn't. I thought actually it was almost if that would have been their instruction. Moyes had said to them, you run yourselves into the ground, fellas. You do everything you absolutely can. And I just felt when they were walking off and they were going to get their pat on the back and the rest of it, they knew they were probably going to come off then. They'd done their stint and they came off proud. And it was almost like a relay. It was more of a relay race than a football match of I'm the main guy and I'm in the first team. It was handing the baton. Okay, we've softened them up. Now you guys go in, see the game out, and we'll claim the victory. And I just saw when they all celebrated, all the players of each other, all the squad together, even the youngsters, Chester's on there and all the rest of it. It was a beautiful thing to see. I'm immensely proud, as I'm sure everybody is.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a ridiculous evening. Tonight's not just about the victory. Tonight's not just about the fact we beat Man City in the penalties. There's so much more than that for the reasons you've said. There's the fact that we've rotated heavily and been competitive against Man City over 90 minutes. We beat them in a penalty shootout. And I always think sometimes when something goes tits up, it can be a blessing as long as you learn from it. Mistakes are never a bad thing as long as you learn. If you ignore the mistakes, then it's a bad thing. And we've made the one thing that we've got wrong this season is penalties. We've had the boo-boo with Rice and Antonio switching over, then Martin Noble coming on in that. We've learned from that tonight. Tonight, we learned from it. I went on with Charlie to watch along. I said, Charlie, at halftime, this goes to pens, we win. I said, because I've got absolutely no doubt that Moyes will have planned for penalties this evening. Not just for this evening, for the rest of the season. Moyes will have said, right, I need to sort this penalty kick taker situation out. No ball, you can't be in it because you're not often on the pitch in the penalty, so I need to find penalty kick takers here. And I think he's found them. I wouldn't be surprised if we've been practicing penalties for, not tonight, but after the Man United game, we tried to figure something out. And tonight is a result of Martin Noble's missed penalty against Man United, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a domino effect there. And sometimes you do get blessings in disguise. Mikel Antonio's red card at Southampton, blessing in disguise. Don't click on it. I know you go on there. I know you click on it.
No, you're right. Yeah, you read me like a book. You're right. I'm not going to. He's a twat. Right. No, it's fine. You're right. Bitter, sour. How do you like your lager? And I'd prefer a pint of bitter, please. Sour grapes. Twat.
I can see the Man City fan in there. I can see your hand move. I thought, just leave
you're
it.
Right. You're right. You know me too well.
95% of Man City fans will say, good game. Good luck in the next round. Hope you go on and win it. Just like I'll say to 95% of Man City fans, I hope you win the title, because I do. I hope they beat Liverpool, Chelsea to the title. But there's that 5%. Hope they had a good view of Martin Noble's penalty. That's all I'm going to say. But what I will say, Martin Noble was good tonight. He wasn't man of match, but I thought he had a really good, strong game. We had leadership off the pitch, but we also had leadership on it tonight, actually. Martin Noble, brilliant performance. Everybody, what a football club at the minute. It's just ridiculous. I keep saying this. Every time the game finishes for West Ham, I'm disappointed. I want more. It's like I'm watching my favourite series on Netflix. Episode finishes. I want the next one. Give me the next one. I'm not waiting till next week. Yeah. Give it to me now. And that's what West Ham. I cannot wait for Sunday already. We're playing Villa Sunday. Bring it on. I cannot wait. Anyway, If you're watching this video, do subscribe. We hit 20,000 tonight. I couldn't be arsed mentioning it earlier because West Ham have done something good. Can't be arsed talking about it with Gonzo. We'll talk about it tomorrow or something. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. A massive well done to Charlie earlier. He had his most viewers ever on a live watch along. He does a watch along for every single West Ham game. So if on Sunday you're not at Villa Park, you want to interact with West Ham fans, come along and join Charlie and watch along. Yes, Gonzo, before we disappear.
Don't forget our player ratings video is, which is normally for Patreon, for paid content only. That's going out free. That'll be tomorrow morning. Patreon.com/Hammers Chat. The link is in the description below. I'll give you a spoiler. If that's not a 10 out of 10 from the goalkeeper, I don't know what is.
Anyway, my friend, we'll leave it there. Drop a like on the video. Enjoy the subscribe. You're out here, myself and Gonzo. We'll catch you tomorrow.